I gave my sister-in-law a pregnancy book and accidentally disclosed her affair with my husband's buddy. Now, the family is disorganized. Charlie and I were high school sweethearts in the same year. Our romantic relationship began in our sophomore year. Always different with Cheryl. She's always disliked me. Since we shared a sentiment, I'll imagine we were high school enemies. Even though she was 2 years my senior, she mistreated me. A high schooler, she, aggressive bully, and unfortunately nothing has changed. Only I could resist her in high school. Cheryl and her buddies were known for assaulting everyone, so everyone was terrified. Some even transferred schools due to their bad behavior or rumors. They were terrible. This is real. I never scared Charlie before we started dating. I knew her brother forever. Since I frequented his house and we were close friends, Cheryl didn't seem invincible to me. She looked like any other youngster. I think everyone should have seen her that way, but high school is wild. I wasn't scared of Cheryl. I became more adventurous after dating Charlie. She probably felt helpless against me as a senior, which disturbed her. She did something terrible to me. I opened my locker in the morning to find lots of fish water. Dead fish dropped on me. My entire body was coated in horrible, sticky slime. The insult forced me to return home, which was embarrassing and demoralizing. I suspected Cheryl even though I couldn't prove it. We had a furious cafeteria argument the day before. I dubbed her a brain-dead zombie in front of her friends who laughed. She hurt me because she couldn't let go. Charlie felt it was his sister, and their argument escalated up. Despite her refusal to apologize, he got her to stop. Charlie and I had been dating for years, but Cheryl and I never spoke again after that episode. After Charlie and I got married, my in-laws advised Cheryl and me to work harder at getting along. Last year. They were uncomfortable that some curious relatives had been questioning our lack of interaction or staring at each other at family events. I wanted to forget high school. Cheryl and I shook hands politely as promised. Despite choosing to get along at family events rather than snub each other, we weren't going to be fast friends. Something was going great a year ago. Every time we met, we said hello before proceeding. I thought we had reconciled. Then she was cruel again. It was okay when she didn't bring anything to my birthday celebration months earlier. While I was opening gifts for everyone, she told me she was training me to cook. I received an email advertising an internet software she bought during the party. She stated it was a joke, but nobody laughed. It was terrible because I made everything myself that day. I've always liked cooking experiments, despite not being a qualified cook. I've loved cooking since childhood. It was terrible that she stated she would teach me to cook. Soon after, she gobbled my entire dinner. Charlie noted that I created everything. After working hard and waking up at 6:30 a.m. to make sure everything was perfect, I took it seriously. She clarified it was a joke, but nobody laughed. Others chuckled to let her off the hook. But she persisted. Even though she said she was kidding. But she really thought I should take culinary courses since everything she had eaten that day had made her sick and she told me she may vomit. In addition, she joked that everyone should make way for her to vomit in the toilet. By evening's end, she was driving me crazy, so I was pleased when she left. She didn't mind saying goodbye after spending the day making fun of my cuisine, which isn't awful. Charlie and others said the supper was great. Thus, I don't understand her conversation. Since my birthday, I thought she may be a fantastic person, but I stopped caring about her. Her high school cruelness was still evident. Was unfit to be my friend. Cheryl's birthday was last week. She invited me even though we haven't gotten along since I invited her to my party. She invited me because she desired family harmony and believed Charlie traveling without me would be odd. That was wrong. I let her test the drug alone. I handed her what to expect when you're expecting asterisk after overhearing a conversation a few weeks back. Cheryl came to our place 3 weeks ago. She was depressed and wanted to talk to Charlie alone. She had no idea I was waiting outside, listening to their conversation. I let them converse in the living room. Despite knowing it was immoral, I wanted to listen in so Charlie could fill in for me when she left. I learned Cheryl was pregnant, but she was frightened since she wasn't ready. She comes to talk to her brother. Charlie advised her to talk to her spouse even though she wasn't ready. If she feels unprepared, they might discuss terminating the pregnancy since it was unexpected. He thought chatting to her spouse would help her relax and cope. Cheryl departed after comforting. As she left, I told Charlie what I heard. We both thought her behavior was odd. She came to us instead of her spouse, which seemed odd since she wasn't ready for a child. She said a few things that sounded like she needed Charlie's help ending the pregnancy, but he wasn't ready to be deceptive. He wanted her spouse to know before making any decisions. Since she was married, her spouse should have. That should be discussed, even if she has the final word. We hadn't heard about her pregnancy since. I gave her the book as a joke. Luckily, she didn't open the gifts in front of the partygoers, but the book truly bothered her. Her husband may leave her. She called me crying the day after her birthday, accusing me of purposely wrecking her marriage and life. I had no notion what she meant. Since she was angry at me and enraged, she wouldn't explain. She hung up and departed silently. My in-laws informed me of everything. It appears she had been unwrapping every gift with her hubby when that book emerged. I also wrote in the book that Charlie and I wished to congratulate her. While she hadn't announced her pregnancy, I wanted to play with her as she did on my birthday. I had no idea the effects would be so bad. His infertility prevented her from conceiving. This was unknown to her. She may have cheated now, and her spouse had reservations. That book confirmed his assumptions. She may have become a mother, even if none of her family members know if she cheated. I don't specialize in that. She just knew she went to Charlie to quietly terminate the pregnancy. We now understand why she felt queasy talking to him and wanted to keep it a secret. As a housewife, he may follow her everywhere, so she can't end the pregnancy without notifying him. Even withdrawing money would be risky due to its size and questions. Cheryl tried hard to convince her husband I was joking and nothing was wrong. He didn't believe her that the book was bogus. He doubted Charlie and I could pull off such a prank, unless it was true. After he asked her to leave, Cheryl lives with her parents. My in-laws told me to persuade her husband I gave her the book for fun. Given his suspicions about her adultery, they hoped I might get him to confront her and make amends. Her loyalty necessitated additional questions. I disagree because they criticize me and say I shouldn't have done what I did. I haven't spoken to my in-laws in a week. Given how I think my birthday party behavior was suitable. If she desired peace in her marriage, she should have been true to her husband. I shouldn't bear the blame because I didn't know it would cause so much. Blaming me would be unfair. Charlie agrees. He feels the present was too much given what transpired at my birthday party, but he doesn't propose I apologize to Cheryl or tell her husband. My in-laws keep suggesting that we should settle since her marriage is in jeopardy. They fear the family may divorce if we can't convince her spouse this was a hoax. If she was pregnant when she spoke with Charlie and her husband is infertile, she cheated. If so, we won't participate, including in defense. She wrote the book to get back at me for her birthday jokes. I had no clue this would happen. I have no shame. Not that I did it purposefully. They all behave like I'm the terrible guy, planning to kill her, intentionally or not. Very strange. I suddenly questioned my choices. My sister-in-law received a great AITA pregnancy book for her birthday. 2 weeks have passed since I gave Cheryl the book, and we haven't spoken to her husband. Based on the evidence we have, she was having extramarital encounters with another man. It's probably a high school acquaintance. Even worse, I suspect it's Charlie's friend since we had a heated confrontation a few days ago. Phone conversation with Cheryl. She stated Charlie's buddy was just as culpable as she was, and it was wrong to blame her for everything. He wasn't being criticized, but he wasn't willing to defend her. Charlie has several married high school buddies, but we don't know who. That doesn't bother us. Caring for my in-laws has been difficult. I doubt they're done. They suggest I talk to her spouse before filing for divorce. He keeps promising. If he wants to separate, he should have done so sooner. I have no idea what he awaits. They think they have time, and if I talk to him, I could convince him not to split up. Inform him it was a prank. I have nothing to do with this drama, therefore I won't get involved. I just want to relax despite their interference. Due of their bothersomeness, we had to make a harsh decision yesterday and block all three. We can no longer express our perspective after 2 weeks. Many commenters on my initial essay believed it was wrong for me to do what I did. She bullied me in high school. Her infidelity shouldn't make me feel horrible about what I did, but in a free country, people can disagree with me. Update 2. Hello. 3 days following our last report, we identified her affair partner. Charlie's close pal was described by her. This surprised me. Since his family was acting weirdly, Charlie had been complaining to his pals about how hard life had been for 2 weeks. I suppose his pal told him because he was breaking down. He told Charlie about his romance with Cheryl over the phone. All seemed to have begun a year ago. Surrounding our wedding, we were shocked and don't know how to read it. Because Charlie is close to all his pals, we were surprised by his treachery. We saw a genuine love between this 3-year-old married couple. I know the woman well. Always talking about her husband. I feel sorry for her. We quickly ended things, but we won't tell anyone since we don't want to discredit him. This is not something we will contemplate moving forward. We even told him to be honest with his wife, who needs the truth most. Something no one else should ever face. He also proved Cheryl cheated on her husband with him. We thought that getting involved in this drama would be disastrous. We blocked them with our prior call. It appears they haven't discussed this with anybody else. Everyone still thinks Charlie's family doesn't know about the craziness behind the scenes and that we get along with my in-laws. Given the circumstances, the family would be humiliated, therefore I assume they're hiding things to protect their image. I enjoy how much they care about others' opinions, even if it's shallow. That helps us hide things as we don't want to deal with others right now. Our platters are full enough. Some weeks from now, Charlie's cousin will marry. They, thus, must attend the wedding. We don't know if Cheryl or my in-laws will come, but if they do, it will be unique for us. Version 3. Hello, more than 2 months since my previous post. The past 2 months were dull. We forgot about my in-laws after our breakup. Since they had no news, they didn't call us. Since Cheryl never publicized her pregnancy or divorce, we thought she and her husband had reconciled. Maybe that's beneficial for them. Charlie and I don't care about their marriage since we know cheating is always revealed. She will receive what she deserves when her husband finds the truth. I assume she found one. It means to terminate pregnancy. We didn't care what happened, so we went about our business. Before visiting his family for his cousin's wedding a few days ago, everyone was present, including my in-laws and Cheryl's husband. After arriving, we stopped wanting to say hello and pretended they didn't exist. The family members saw it instantly. Everyone started asking us questions. We knew they were talking despite their calmness. We tried to keep to ourselves so no one would bother us. We entertained no one. Employed another method. Even though we understood the facts, she rambled. Since we were only in the hotel for 3 days and would soon return home, we were willing to put up with her. However, she spoke such horrible things about us that we had to confront her. This caused a minor fight between our family during the rehearsal dinner. I felt bad since Charlie and his cousin got along, but it was someone else's wedding. We absolutely ruined one occasion. We left before the wedding because we couldn't remain longer after seeing this. Since then, we've repeatedly apologized to his cousin. Despite her calmness, we are upset about what happened. However, Cheryl and my in-laws did it, causing all this trouble, and hardly apologized to Charlie's cousin. At least we left freely. The other family members practically begged them to go when we departed. Fair enough, they earned this humiliation. Charlie's cousin told him the day before her wedding when we called to apologize, which was pleasant for both of us. Cheryl had told her family and anybody else who would listen that we had tried to wreck her marriage by faking an affair, which started our disagreement. Our attempt to end her marriage failed, she stated. That was false since we don't consider her marriage. By moving in with her, her husband proved himself an idiot. That was okay because we were at someone else's wedding and didn't want to make a scene, she added. That I wanted to get close to her husband, and that we were openly married explained why I was constantly envious of her. We cannot handle that. Confronting her was our choice. On rehearsal dinner night, I revealed the screenshots we had taken from Charlie's acquaintance, which I had kept to myself for so long. However, Charlie and I thought this was our last chance to defend ourselves. She couldn't say anything without consequences. Her hubby can no longer ignore reality now that he knows. Whether he chooses well to himself and leaves her is up to him. We won't be questioned anymore. We left nicely and separately to avoid being booted out. Even if we're recovering, those were terrible days. The whole family knows Cheryl's personality. I feel sad for her spouse for trying to reconcile with her in vain. I hope he has the guts to run. Staying with her shows he lacks self-respect and etiquette. We finally did it after accusing each other of wrecking her marriage for so long. She will pay for intimidating us. Her strategy is uncertain. Put it all away. Charlie and I disobey our mother since high school. I think we've proved we're not frightened of her. At this point, we wouldn't quit. She should have known. Version 4. So, it's happening. Cheryl's cousins told me about her and her husband's divorce today after we returned from Charlie's cousin's wedding 2 weeks ago. She said everyone should respect one another's privacy at this tough period, and that they had decided to split ways. How much misinformation this baggage contains. We'll respect her privacy because she's behaving like no one was at the wedding, and that her family doesn't know why they're divorcing. I don't understand her behavior since we know. Nobody must ask what happened. Charlie told his friends, so her friends heard too. Nobody regrets our acts. Since she had been slandering us, we didn't need to feel horrible about what we did or regret her. If she falls, we will too. Time is. She's always been a bully, so we think we did the proper thing by reducing her. It pleases us to do it. We're okay if that makes others think we're evil. Example, my in-laws have cut us out of their life. Their lawyer even contacted Charlie to advise him of their decision to remain away, and that they would likely deny us the inheritance. As if we'd find out and ask pardon. It won't happen. We are not merchandise. Since Cheryl has lived off her parents or spouse since graduation, they should retain all their money to themselves, possibly for life. Therefore, they may retain Cheryl and their money. We behaved appropriately. We will not apologize or modify. Charlie and I are happy with our life. No one else matters to us. Thanks for looking. If you haven't subscribed, click the notification bell to learn about more shocking local stories.